I got your back.
I know.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So much. Thank you. Wow. Everybody I was going to thank, Mark has already thanked. All the points that I was going to talk about, he's already hit, which means there is some congruency and cohesiveness in passing everything on. First of all, I'd like to thank God and Jesus Christ. I'd like to thank my wife, Olga, better known as Boo Boo. You know, I used to always do the song 1 in a million, then I moved it up to billion, trillion. You know, we're just raising the debt ceiling, so pretty soon it'll be quadrillion or whatever is going on. I want to thank my parents who are here, my dad, Willie Jones. At the age of 4, I asked my first automotive journalistic question to my dad. I'm like, why are there holes in the side of that car? And now I know they're portholes. So I got started early. Also, my dad got me started really. The automobile is in my blood as I think about it, because at the age of 9, I was pumping gas at his gas station. And that was back in the day when the gas tank was behind the license plate. And people in the summertime would have the hot cars running, and you're sticking it like this, and the fumes are coming. So when I say the automotive industry is in my blood, because it's still in my blood, if you know what I mean. And I'd also like to thank my mother, whose name, Lois, Mommy, Mama, Mommy. Hi. Any of y'all saw Family Guy, y'all know what that means. But anyway, there's a person who's not here. I want to thank Livonia Perriman. I've known her longer than I've known myself. She got me involved kind of indirectly in the automotive industry, working with the Ed Davis Foundation, which brought me back into meeting where's Brian? Brian Armstead. Stand up for a second, would you please? You notice this guy's 6'9", right? I figured out why he's 6'9". You know why? His heart is 6'8.5". This man is responsible, other than my parents, for me being here. Brian, thank you so much for the love, the mentorship, the keeping me on the right track, and you're going to be a part of this advisory to help me, right? Thank you. Also, a couple other folks I want to thank. I don't know if Karen Payton's here, but I ended up doing some video for Randy, and then I ended up meeting Randy, and I want to thank them because they kind of got me, and I saw my first Urban Wheel Awards, and I was like, oh my goodness. So to me, Randy's like the godfather. My uncle is Warren Brown, Uncle Warren. I bought a car that I had never seen because of a review that Warren did. He said, look, the cars I was looking for, the car he reviewed was half the cost, front-wheel drive, and he only had 2 problems with it. I ended up buying the car. So thank you, Warren. Thank you. Where's John Harder? John and Hillary. Stand up, John, please. Now, when John was on Channel 7, John would do car reviews. And I remember, John, you did a review on the RX-7. You remember that? One day, I would like to be able to do a review as good as the one you did that day. You've inspired me. Thank you so very much. The man with the hat, Kamatni Robbins. I'm going to be like Kamatni one day. Matter of fact, we're going to have lunch so I can figure out how I can be like Kamatni. The energy, the passion that he has, the way he travels. One time I got a chance to travel remember we went to South Africa? Oh, we had fun there. So you inspire me, man. I just want you to know that. You inspire me. Please give him a hand. For the last 2 years, for the whole automotive industry, it's been difficult. And it really wasn't the auto industry. It was the economy. So basically, your boats were fine. They just took the water. And so now that the tide's coming back up, it's good to see that all of the automotive industry is doing a lot better. But during that time, Rick Trewick, Mark, you guys held this thing down when it was difficult. It was difficult to do a gala. It's so good to have a gala again because of the economy. But I want to give Mark and Rick applause for what they did to keep everything going during that time. Jessica Anderson, you got next, baby. She did a great job with this gala. She didn't like for me to call her, but that's okay. Well, I'll text you about how good you did. Just give her a hand, please, please, please. See, this is all the same list he had, okay? Got to do the board. Anne-Marie, Kathy, Ted, Pete, Joe, Patrick, Lisa, great stuff with the graphics last night. We got it done. Who else was this? Harvey Coleman, Vicki Lawrence, and Lyle Wagner was a part of that. My interns, where are my interns? Please stand up. Please, please, please. There's Larissa. Ramon's in the back doing the video, so you're going to see him a lot. Pierre couldn't make it, Sharon could be here. Where's Lauren? Lauren, stand up. I want you guys to notice something. You see how she's dressed? Lauren, for 2011, is the cherry blossom princess representing the state of Massachusetts. Where's Stephanie? Stephanie, my hot car, hot chick. You know, whenever you have cars, you always got to have a hot car and a hot chick to go with it. Stephanie is doing it. She did an interview with Carol Shelby, and everybody was amazed that he even said anything to her, because you know, y'all know Carol. But anyway, Stephanie, thank you so very much. Two of my best friends from junior high school, Bill Nelson, Desiree, Stamps. They'll stay right there. I'd like to thank Dr. McKeer. He's not here. He's the first one to advertise on my show. We're on at 1:30 in the morning, but we have a possibility next spring, well, April, to go on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We could advertise it. But anyway, that's why I'm talking to Comadney, because he knows how to do that. Sidney Miller, BRE Magazine. How are you, sir? This is kind of like this is a denouement for Sidney, because last night he was at the White House with Quincy Jones and it was Sonny Rollins? Yes. So, but Sidney has been doing the magazines for years, and Sidney, we're going to talk, right, Sidney? Yeah. Thomas Clark. It's a couple of... TC and I have been doing video stuff all over. He's going to be more active with what's going on. Randy Sharon Richardson, how are you? Randy is a car enthusiast. He's going to be working with me on the show. Now, what I want folks to understand, like you were saying, second largest purchase. We as automotive journalists, we give people information so that they can make a good decision about the money they're going to spend. It is their lifestyle. It's how you get from one place to another. It's how you see grandma. It's how you go back and forth to work. Your car is your personality. Huh? And your kids? Kids. How you catch. Okay, that too. But if you notice, the only thing that you spend more money on is a house, and there are no house reviews. So if you think about it, we do a lot. So think about it. When's the last time you've seen a house review? Never. So we give people dollar per dollar the best chance to make an informed purchase. And I think that's what we do very well. So as automotive journalists, we should give ourselves a hand for what we do. And so with that, here are the goals, and it's basically picking up on what you're talking about. I want to improve WAPA's use of new media and the internet so that we can establish better communication between the journalists, the manufacturers, administrators, legislators, and regulators in the Washington, D.C. area. That's number one. I want to be able to, as we're doing now, archive WAPA's events and our activities so that we can share information. So if there's a luncheon and you miss it, you'll be able to go to the website and check it out. If you went to the luncheon and you need quotes, you can just go back and get it, and we can archive it. We need to keep our own history. I want to solicit all of the members to be more active. My challenge to you is to challenge me. I quit my C-SPAN jobs, that's so, because I knew I was going to be president now, so I've got more time, so that's what I'm going to do. And another thing, what I learned at C-SPAN, and it kind of troubled me, but it gave me the fourth goal. I want to reestablish WAPA as a source where people come to get information about automotive journalism. I remember doing the automotive crisis. Some folks at C-SPAN said, hey, well, you know cars, can you get me some people, to come on the show? And everybody that I mentioned were, of course, members of WAPA. And they were like, well, do you know anybody in Detroit? And I'm like, well, I want to change that mindset, because really whatever goes on in Detroit is determined by what goes on in Washington, D.C. And so far as I'm concerned, Washington, D.C. is the source. We are the root of what goes on in the automotive industry. And I think we should move forward as far as making sure people know we do that. And I think we should stick our chest out and be a little more proud, because I think we do a great job. Now, I'm almost gone, because I know I'm the only one between you and the babysitter in overtime. So if you've never seen someone who was grateful to be in front of you, well, you have tonight, because I am so grateful to be a part of this. My time is up. I thank you for yours.